Right here. Welcome to another episode of Brothers Podcast. Here with my brothers again. What was episode 20? We on episode 20 already?
I don't know, man. We
Probably.
getting up there though.
Yeah, I
We
believe
getting up
might
there.
be
We
20, might be
arriving.
20. You
Probably.
know what I mean? You know, we down one today, but you know, we're gonna hold it down for brother Crisp. It's not in here today, but you know, we still got Spence in here, we got Drew in here, we got Big Unc in here, they all munching, eating good.
Yes, sir.
Show people what y'all munching on, man. Y'all in there eating good.
I got noodles and chicken.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm about the same way. Got some pasta, some with chicken in it, and made some spinach. So
All right.
Curry, cabbage, and chickpeas.
It is vegan way.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna wait till we done because I'm really gonna grub and I don't need y'all to see that on the pod, you know what I'm saying? What's going on, fellas, man? How y'all feeling?
Well, bro, bless.
Yeah.
You know, I ain't gonna complain about too much.
There you go.
You know.
Ain't no need to.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
No
Ain't
point
gonna
in it.
change nothing.
Right.
That's your attitude.
That's right.
Yeah.
Adjusting.
Right. Create new norms.
Food.
That's really what's going on. Just
create new norms, but praying that these norms don't be a reality, you know. But you know, adapting to it. You know, I know people wondering how we gonna do this, how we gonna do that. You know, we're just in the season right now. So being in the season, you adapt to it. But I don't plan on letting this be my norm. I'm going through the experience, and I'm confident things will get back to normal.
What your man Trump say the other day? What he say? He said I got it and I got over it. Don't let it run your life.
The thing about it is, it's a hive being that's going to deal with Trump, and all we sitting here is watching his shenanigans play out. And you know,
you said a high being gonna deal with him.
Oh yeah, he's already dealing with him. Yeah,
He's already dealing with him.
Wait, so a question: do y'all believe he really have it?
Hey.
And I'm asking because he lied about everything, right? Like this perfect time it was the nice, like that debate went, and then this happened the next day. It's I forgot all about the foolery. Now everybody got to be concerned about him. So
yeah.
I mean,
it's interesting. The timing is really interesting, right?
Right.
And then how he's conducting himself during this supposed virus that he has. And what the CDC and all other experts are saying what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very much charged to do the opposite and buck against the system, which may not seem like something big, but it is larger when you talk about people that are could be predisposed to these viruses, right? And so some people say, well, I don't want to wear a mask. For me, I get it. But what about other people? Like, if I thought in any case that any of you all would be subject to something that would cause you to be near death, and I could just do something to adjust, I would do it automatically for the sake of, I don't want to see it affecting you all. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, that's kind of my take on it. And so, he doesn't exemplify what it means to be a steward leader or a servant leader. And model the behavior that is inclusive, but is very divisive. So we'll see. We'll see.
I just think. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I just think he's such a selfish person, right? Like, I wouldn't think if he was really sick, like he would be in and really kind of just really focusing on himself right now.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? Like I'm just going based off of his actions that he showed us in the past.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of people forget or have forgotten that he was in media, right? He was doing TV shows. Like he knows, like, if we do this on episode such and such, right? He know this season, right? And I'm just saying based on the term and comparing it to like a TV episode, right? He know we're coming up to the last few episodes of this term. You got to get him with something to be looking forward to, logging in or waiting for the next season, right? Like he's doing that. He knows November's right around the corner. Like, what can I do to get people to be, compassionate about me and my efforts? Come on, he's playing on that empathy and sympathy.
I don't think
he's been a mastermind of that. I mean, the whole time, whether it's issues that he's trying to avoid, he'll push it off on another issue. Whether it's in, the injustice of the police or whatever, he avoids the question to talk about something else. And so just like you were saying, nephew, as far as this situation, it's timing because, of all the other things he's doing, he figured the COVID-19 is probably going to be the biggest thing. So he's basically trying to show everybody, I think, that, hey, this thing is easy. I can deal with it.
I'm bigger than it. Yep.
I'm bigger than it. And if I can be bigger than it, it shows me as a strong leader. Looking at the age now, 73, and then Biden, 77. So Trump's trying to say, I'm healthy. See, I can withstand this mighty thing called COVID that's taken over 200,000 lives and affected over, a million some citizens. So like y'all said, I think all of us agree that this possibly could be a scheme that he's having just so he can, win over the votes or whatever, because he's down in the polls. So he's probably thinking, what can I do to really get him?
Yeah, because if he truly had it, he would never admit in public that he had it. As much as he talked about it being like whatever it was, if he really had it, there's no way in the world he would have came out and made a drop statement saying I have it. Like, it would have been dealt with and quiet and then go on about his business. Like,
I'm invincible.
I don't think it's so much for a sense of like you go like what Tally was saying. It's like, he's trying to put it out there like, oh, it's not as dangerous. Like, is because his whole thing is like, oh, the left is making it seem like it's this big pandemic, like it's just killing. It's not as bad as everybody says it is. Look, I had it. I got over it.
Look at me.
Or, hey, I had it and I took this vaccine and it got me right. Feeling better.
Hey,
see, the vaccine works. We can get the vaccine out there.
Yeah.
Y'all check him out standing in front of the White House. Just like,
the internet is undefeated though. They hit him up with a few things. I'm like, but yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Like, it's a business move. You're gonna go in. He already been talking to his homeboys in the pharmaceutical field. Like, look, I got it. I'm gonna say I have it. I go with y'all. Y'all give me this, and now we can push it.
Right.
Because I'm sure his base gonna be like, oh, if I have it now, I'm gonna just get what the same, prescription that he got.
Right.
So
everything's important. That's all the stuff that come out this dude's mouth the last couple weeks has been crazy, man. So now what he say, he's shutting down all stimulus talks now until after he gets elected.
Well, he said that, but then today he proposed a $1,200 stimulus right afterwards. So I think what happened was, so one of the things is, I think
them votes.
I think he wants the votes, but I think one of the things is that he says things and then his camp is like, oh my God, why you do that? And now, we've all known people like that. This is kind of, there's just zero focus on what it is that's coming up in their mind. And even with wise counsel, they go out and say things and then they have to backtrack it. And so, I think he definitely, the stock market took a dip yesterday after he said
that was crazy.
And so he had to come back this morning and say, this is what I'm proposing. And so if anybody who does not see that as, a cue into poor leadership, I really question what it is that you have as your agenda, right? And it's not even a black or white thing, right? This is just certain things you just don't do, right? So if we exemplify some of those same characteristics in any of our roles, people would be looking at us like we were crazy, but yet people still justify this type of behavior out of one of the most important roles you can have in this country. And that's crazy.
Yeah. And my bad clarity, when I was saying votes, I didn't mean the election. I was talking about votes for the the Supreme Court nominee that he put up there. He's trying to get them to start moving on that.
Yeah.
Getting closer and closer to, I guess, a deadline. So he's trying to push that through.
He's trying to push that through, and then he's trying to, with the money situation, the stimulus.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I think that's why the stimulus came up again.
I'll talk to y'all after the election.
Right.
Right.
Man, them stimulus checks.
If I win, then we can talk about it. That's basically what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
Then we can talk.
Well, he already said what he wasn't going. He wasn't going to give up the reins respectfully or something like that. Did y'all see that interview? It was like, if you lose, will you pretty much like conduct yourself in an honorable manner to transition the position of power? And he did this typical pivot and, well, things are rigged and the ballots and mail-in and this, that, and the third. And like, I'm not going to lose because of this, that, and the third. And she's like, but if you do, are you in?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even entertaining that.
Yeah, like I said,
crazy part though, y'all. Can y'all imagine? He act like he don't give a damn now. Can y'all imagine those 3 months that if he loses,
lame duck period,
the potential stuff that he's doing.
I said I'm more worried for if he don't win than if he do. What's gonna happen?
That's what I said.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like
if he doesn't win, I would be, man. Look, whoever going in that White House, I had that thing checked thoroughly. Man, we have all kind of shit set up in there, man. It's just wild, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, man.
It's wild, boy.
It's gonna be interesting.
We are living in historical times, man. It's a lot of firsts that it's definitely something that's going to be going in the history books.
Yeah, and I think people, just and bigger than him, I just think people need more confidence in their government, right?
Right.
And so we've always kind of seen that the government that has been projected as perfect has not been perfect for everybody. And so now people are starting to make sure they let other people know that. And this is the dawn of revolution. And so when you look in history, you want to see how empires topple. It toppled because of stuff like this: mismanagement, poor management at the highest levels, distrust of the government, and then you get factions battling against each other. And so you're right. We are talking about some really historic times where, we're talking about now, but think about 20 years down the road, if we don't bring a little bit more cohesion and bring it back together, we could be talking about a whole different type of America, or United States of America. And I don't know if people kind of see that. I think people still stuck into their own personal, what's happening with me today, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what they know.
What they know, instead of looking like, you understand what's happening? Like half of the West Coast is on fire.
Ain't talking about it at all.
We're not talking about it at all. We're not talking about it at all. And so it's crazy. Climate change is definitely affecting our scope of what we're doing here. And all these things is going to be too much eventually if we don't figure out a plan. And so I don't know what that looks like. I'm just telling you that from a historian standpoint, it might get worse as we look at ourselves as a unit before it gets better.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean it needs to get worse for people individually. Like you're going to see a lot of people start to immigrate in the near future. I guarantee you, in the next 20, 25 years, you're going to see people start to take their families and take their resources and go international. So
we were just talking about that today.
I was in Black. I talked
about just getting our passports and stuff like that, because that's going to be a powerful document.
Yeah.
Hey, well, me and I know I'm married to a dual citizen, so hey.
So you good, huh?
You can make it happen anytime.
She
good. I'm making it good. Trust me.
When you show up, they're gonna look at you like,
I can pass.
All right. Noah gonna say you ain't getting on that art. I had to do that. My bad.
I'm not married to a dual citizen, but you know, I can speak a little Arabic, and I know how to pray. I know how to pray 5 times a day. So you know what?
Right? Hey, Blackwell, you almost, and I don't want to come out too insensitive, right? But you sound like the Hispanic families, right? And they say, well, my wife is American or whatever. And
Hold on. Let me mark this down in case we got to timestamp this before you say what you're gonna say. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, because you said that, and I'm sure like if we have some listeners, right? And shoot, well, you may know some, right? From just, right?
Timestamp it right quick.
Right? I have family members that are immigrants that, came to the country and either had like a partial visa or something like that. And
you would know
they don't care. Like, you could be married to somebody that's born and raised in this country, has U.S. citizenship, and if they're like, they can stay, but you got to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right? And the reason why I just brought up the Hispanic families because we've seen it, right? And again, we're talking about stuff that's not in the media. That stuff's still happening, right? Yep. ISIS is still out there. So are the people families, houses and stuff. That junk is crazy. They ain't talking about the little the holding spot down in Texas, right? Where they were doing the what's the procedures? The on the women. I'm having a brain fart.
You talking about hysterectomy?
Hysterectomy, yeah. Right.
The ovaries.
So, I'm talking about population control at its worst approach. Like, how in the world?
So that's why. But I think one of the alternatives is that I was reading how there are communities or families putting their money together to buy plots and acreages of land, even in this country, to work on a aspect of being self-sufficient, protect each other, to grow their own food, become trading partners. Should things get tight and tense, then they have a better network. So those who say, "Hey, look, I'm not going anywhere." We built this country. we were not enslaved. We were enslaved, but we built this country. And my ancestors and forefathers before them, who we consider to be the indigenous population, this is our country. And so you have that also happening. So it's interesting times, man. And I think we have to always empower ourselves and our families and our communities. So. And let's not live in fear also, right?
No, never that. Yeah. That's why, it's definitely something to have knowledge and know what's going on is one thing, but definitely not living in fear. So that's why I talk about it, but I definitely not fear of the future. Y'all know, and y'all gonna start, whatever, but but I know who holds the future. And that's just what I live by, man. And I got confident that everything is gonna be all right. And that's just how I feel about stuff. And things are happening because they're supposed to happen at this moment. But
I think also though, not living in fear doesn't mean that you're prepared. Like you got to be making sure that you're preparing yourself. Because I think a lot of people
that's that sound mind that you
like, oh man, I ain't afraid. Like, okay, but what are you doing to like, you know what I'm saying? Like to really prepare yourself. It's almost like if we, and I know we talk about a lot of sports, so I'm assuming a lot of our listeners can relate to sports. It's like you playing the teams. It's like I ain't afraid of them, but are you watching film? Right? Oh, I ain't gotta watch them. I'm telling you, I be talking to people. It's like, no, I ain't watching that. It's like, what? No, man, they just be talking nonsense. So why you not watching that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a game of life, right? And so I'd be confused. Sometimes people be talking that and then the actions don't follow. It's like, so you're not afraid, but you haven't taken the first 3 steps to even try to prepare yourself for the things that you're saying that you're not afraid of, because you still have to be aware that it's there, the potential of things that to happen. So like when people say that, and then it's like, oh yeah, you try to start a conversation with them on certain things, like, oh no, but I don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
But they do that, so you need to be doing that. Like, what?
Right.
One
of my favorite excerpts from, you know, one of the good books is that faith without works is dead, right? And so you can have faith, but you know, if you don't use that God-given intelligence and
that
energy,
sound mind that He gives you,
that sound mind, and to improve your situation, then you know it's blasphemous to say a lot of things that, you know, you're saying, hey, I'm just going to live by faith, blindly by faith, right? And so I think, you know, not to get religious, what you do is you discredit the omnipotence of a higher power when you say, it is what it is, you know. You know, no, you are given these things, so you have a responsibility to use these things. Right. Then that shows your grace, and that shows your appreciation for that energy. And that's just on, you know, that's just me. So you know, faith without works is dead, man. I hear you praying when they get up and work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Get off your knees and work.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. That's like what the movie Pursuit of Happiness. You remember when his son gave the joke, and he was like, the guy was out in the ocean and he's praying, and the boat go past, praying, boat go past. Then he passes away. He speaks to God, like, why didn't you save me? He said, I sent you through 2 boats, you big dummy. Like, right, like you got to do something too. Like, I can't do all the work.
Yeah,
right. So,
never seen that movie.
You never seen that?
Yo,
man,
I'm not a movie buff though. So.
But that's a necessary.
I'm not either, man. I mean, I favor that.
Read the book then. The book is just.
That's a good,
Yo.
Yeah. That's one movie I see. They be like.
Yeah. Yo, and the scene that gets me, I don't know about y'all, like when they're in the subway, they had to, you know, make believe the situation when they had to like sleep in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Watching that, I was like,
yes.
Because his son, like it was beautiful for him to be able to like do that for his son. But like he still was aware of the reality of it.
Right.
Like that right there.
Yeah, and it's traumatic, right? So, you know, even though he gained success, I'm pretty sure that he is still dealing with that situation that happened in the past and how it rocked him. And you know, we deal with in our profession similar situations where we have to attend to those issues of people not having or going through some things that we wouldn't wish on our worst enemy, man. And that's, you know, sometimes, you know, I got to go home and be like, all right, let me go walk, run, do some push-ups, do something to get this energy and process it, because I couldn't imagine. I'm just saying, man. I thank God for the blessings that I have, because I couldn't imagine having to sleep in a subway bathroom, you know, continue to take the metro around because I have nowhere to lay my head, you know, and just kind of hustle to get a job in an internship you're not even getting paid for, but because you have a vision. So, and I think we'll get a decent job of acting that too. So that's the other piece. Like,
but Gardner has like some good books too. Like if anybody like just thinks about reading them, like Curtis Gardner, the story that's about, because he has a book that kind of talks about after that, like going through it. And like just that mental willpower and to kind of, you know, remain focused. Like that element is so key. Like you know where you are, but like remain focused on what it is that you're striving towards. It's like that's gotta be hard to be sustained when you're going through all of those obstacles, right? And then you got your seed with you going along this journey with you. Like, but that could have also been that motivation too, you know. And I love like that, man. That was a good movie. I don't know, Black. You need to watch that, because I'm about to give you all these scenes in there. Like,
no, I'm not talking about that.
14 days.
What happened?
He was hanging out with Trump. That's what happened.
What I'm doing, man?
You know you can't cough no more in America.
Oh, hell.
And you had a nice one, too.
I was trying to wait till nephew was finished so I could trying to keep it. I was actually clearing my throat, man.
Oh, man, that was classic. Oh, man.
Put a lot of seasoning in my pasta, man. It was like,
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, man, you know what? We done come to that. We got to explain why the hell you called. Oh,
bruh, you might.
Bruh, let me tell you something right now.
now.
I was sitting next to somebody today, man. He was coughing. I'm like, you need to go home. Why you here? Why you here? You saw who I was sitting next to. You saw who I was sitting next to. I was, man, I'm like, why you here? Go home.
Sneezing is almost like when you say them jokes and you gotta follow up with a pause. Like you sneeze, like, pause. I'm good. It's allergies, dog.
Yeah. Something down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah. You be laughing at a joke and you go, and then you be like, hold up.
Right.
Somebody don't show up to work for a couple of days. They got that Rona, man.
Yeah.
Rona.
Yeah, man. That is funny. Man, you can't even cough in America no more. Boy,
be careful, man. I was in the grocery store the other day. It was some lady walking around sneezing and coughing. She had a mask on when she sneezing, coughing. I'm like,
yeah, they got it, bro.
I left the store. I had to go to a whole nother one. I drove all the way like 15 minutes.
Yeah. This lady started coughing in the post office. And she was right at the door, the second door when you come in, not the outside door. And this lady walked in behind her while she was coughing, and her face was so priceless. She didn't even have to say a word. You know how we have that intuition communication where we can know what somebody's thinking.
Yeah.
You know, when your mama look at you like, don't, and you know, she looked at that lady, boy, I thought she would, I cried. I just bust out laughing right there because I knew in her mind, she was like, if you don't get yours.
That's funny. Did y'all see the video on social media that had the dude that was on the metro, had on like the hazmat suit on, the mask, and then he's like putting caution tape around his area?
I ain't see that.
Yeah, the tape. I gotta share the video with y'all.
Had to be in New York.
The tape measure 6 feet. Like he wasn't having it. I was like,
had to be in New York. Yo, you check out the Lovecraft Country?
Say what?
You check out the Lovecraft Country yet?
No.
Ooh.
I want to see it, man. I haven't had time, man.
Me neither.
Like I'm missing a lot of stuff, right? Like I said last night, I wanted to watch the game, man, but I need to get in bed, bro.
Man,
I fell asleep on it, man.
I know you watching Friday. It's all good. I know you watching Friday.
Yeah, I watched the championship game, no doubt. I watched it when we get that trophy. Not we, when LeBron.
No, you said it right. You said it right. We.
Yeah, I rep the Lakers right now because LeBron.
I'm going to say the Lakers. I'm not definitely going to say when LeBron get it. You know.
When LeBron hits the Lakers.
The bench has been playing great. The bench is what's saving them right now. The bench that that same bench people talked about. Yeah, the same bench. And one person coming off the bench, especially that point guard, that general, and they say, he ain't gonna do nothing. He don't play defense. Now, one thing that y'all were right on, you see every time they bench a damn center. There's McGee, Dwight Howard, you know what I'm saying? So Dwight been stepping up, but McGee.
Oh, yeah. McGee ain't been the factor this one, this series. But
that other twin that the Wizards had Marcus.
Making all type of big shots now, huh?
Yeah, that's the one you talking about, Black. You like
making all type of big shots. Huh?
Big shot.
He making all type of big shots now. He playing discipline. He ain't getting no technicals. He ain't getting ejected from the game.
Cause LeBron make people better. That's right.
Hey, what if it ain't really him? What if he called his brother and was like, yo, bro, I know you got that jumper. They can't tell us the difference.
Nah.
Can you play for me?
Nah, we could tell the difference because he would have been beat somebody upside the head and
But ain't that what Black said? He ain't doing that. So it might be his brother out there.
They're gonna whip on somebody.
His brother with the Clippers would be the one that would have beat somebody upside the head and stepped on his ankle. So we know it's not him.
Oh man, that's funny.
They playing good ball, man. And they have to
really not playing really because the last night game was terrible to watch.
I didn't
watch it.
Like they won a whole 5-minute stretch. Nobody can make anything. It was the thing is the Lakers haven't played that good, but Miami hasn't played good either. So Lakers are better talent-wise. Like it hasn't been so like super good games. You know what I mean? Like these games have been terrible to watch.
Yeah, like I said, that game that Jimmy Butler had a real good game. Lakers like crap.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler played over his head. And
like he was the only one. Like nobody else on his team.
That's not the kind of players. He need one of them other guys. He needed Tyler Hero to have one of them big games, and then he probably could have got you like 6, 8 good, you know.
Man, you talking about Tyler Starks. That's what he was, man. Tyler Starks.
He ran out of gas too, man. Like you can't have that big game and then come back the next game and you think you're gonna carry that load. And you know they running the same guys, so you know I think they're gonna run out of gas if anything. I like the grit. You know, I like how they play. They play hard. You know, they play like they're not scared. But you know, they gotta get some more depth, I think.
Do they have size? Because the only person big I know they got is Bam, right?
Yeah, that's about it.
Now they got that. What's the white guy name? I don't know his name. He's pretty tall.
Oh, Lennox.
Oh, Lennox from Boston.
Yeah.
He don't go give us so much. Like he shot his shot. He shot his shot.
Does he play in the paint? Does he play in the paint?
He shoot a lot of threes, man, like these other.
Yeah, I was about to say. I remember he ain't really play in the paint like that. Yeah, but I was about to say they got Crowder, but he don't play in the paint like that either.
Yeah, so you know, but it
is what it is. Congratulations to the King.
Pretty soon, right?
Congratulations to y'all, King.
Yeah,
he got his. He gonna get his crown. Whatever. Fourth chip.
Hey, I appreciate that, Black. I mean,
who's MVP though?
LeBron.
Of what? The playoff.
Saying if Anthony Davis have a great game,
MVP of the finals.
Let's not sit here act like LeBron is getting that MVP. Whether he deserve it or not, he getting the MVP.
AD gonna get it.
Who?
AD.
Man, they creating a narrative, man.
He had a decent game yesterday.
They creating a narrative, man.
All the highlights.
He got to win the MVP. He got to.
No, he
creating that narrative, man.
I'm out of it, but I asked this question because I don't know what it's looking like. But if they do give it to AD, right? Do you think people are gonna try to use that as the next things? Like, well, AD came and carried him, similar to like how people try to use it with when LeBron went to Miami, and then we say Wade was great, and then there's people that's like don't want to give Wade the props, like no, but Wade was on his way out, and LeBron carried him, like.
But that's what they do for LeBron. You know what I'm saying?
But I'm saying if AD doesn't win,
he said it for Wade. What are you talking about?
Nah, but that's what they do. They try to say like, oh, well, Wade was on his way out. He wasn't what he was, like to make it seem like he ain't played with nobody. Like when you start bringing up names he played with.
But they also say that he played with superstars, so you can't have it on both sides.
Yeah, but they carry like, oh, Dwayne Wade was on his way out. He's on his last leg, and Chris Bosh wasn't the Chris Bosh he was when he was at Toronto. Like they make excuses.
I still think they were superstars. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Was doing their thing. Like,
yeah, I mean,
but
they don't treat it like that.
Do you think that narrative will be the same if they do give it to AD? Will they give that narrative to LeBron now? I know I'm not watching this. I don't know how much better like AD's playing in the finals.
I think there's value in a contentious conversation. I think it's value in building people up against each other. I think people make money off of it. Like media makes money off of it. Social media makes money off. Twitter makes money off of Bleacher Report. All of them make money off of building two opposing narratives, right?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And nobody has played the game but a small percentage of people, right? That can really vouch for what's happening on the court.
Right.
But you got thousands of people that has commentary on it. To the point where like, yo, this dude is garbage. Like, dude, you didn't make it past JV and junior high. How can you call this dude garbage? You know what I'm saying?
Yo.
So I think it's always that. I was looking at I think Bleacher Report or something today, and it was talking about, if he gets a ring, if he gets another championship, how close will he be to Jordan? Like, why are we still having this conversation and question?
Wait, what? Finish
I said, why we still having this conversation? Huh?
Oh, I don't know. You got to a period.
Yeah,
well, I was still having a conversation. Because.
But I paused because I gave you the answer before I even asked the question. Like I gave you the answer in the first 2 minutes of my conversation.
I don't think anybody heard the answer. None of the viewers heard it.
The answer is it builds.
AI, my bad. AI, the answer. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, the answer. Yeah.
Here you go with your VA plug, right?
Yeah. Do that. Yeah. Pound for pound, the best player. No, just
You might be right though. You might be right.
But we make money off of it. Like not we want to eventually make money off of banter and conversation.
We can get up there and do what Shaq and Barkley and them do, right? I know we ain't got the experience playing it, but sometimes they be saying some stuff like.
And they played the game.
They played the game though, right?
And they played the game.
I know y'all played the game. So that's why sometimes I be wondering, like maybe I'm just so far off. Like maybe I just don't get it. But then I listen, and I know maybe I'm listening with a bias, but now I listen to guys like Matt Barnes, and I'm like, y'all conflicting arguments. Like, what? And I know that's a different era, so that could be it too.
And you got to follow people on Twitter, like, and see what they say on Twitter. You like, what? Anybody ever follow Isaiah Thomas on Twitter?
Which one?
I think Jordan messed up that, right? Probably
which Isaiah Thomas?
No, the young Isaiah Thomas.
Oh. Nah, but dang, you can hear him talk. He know he great. He know he great.
Yo, this dude, and he's
yeah.
constantly lobbying for another job in the NBA. Like, he's like, he's showing old clips. He's like, want to get a chance to do this for my next team. Like, yo, and he's showing all these. He's showing that 1 year in Boston clip. Like when he was like,
he's balling.
I was like, yo, why you keep showing these same clips? And look, and I think it's funny, but I'm a fan. Like, so if I ever met Isaiah Thomas, like, I think I like his grind. Maybe it's a short guy thing, and I want to see him play again. But you follow people on Twitter, man. You just like, yo.
Do you really want to see him play again though, like in the league, or you want to just see him play again?
No, I want to see him play in the league again. I think it'll be a great story, man. Because I think he built up. You talk about this money, then he shifted out, got hurt, sister died. So we talk about narratives. Like that'll be a great narrative for him to come back and play.
But you still got
that happened like 3-4 years ago. Like he was playing last year. You do know that, right?
Yeah, I know.
So it's not you act like he been out the league. He gonna have his immaculate comeback. He had his shine. He had his shine.
The same status that he had when he left out.
I want him to get close to that status. Like I'm rooting for
bruh. He couldn't get no run. He couldn't get no run for the Wizards this year. He couldn't get no run for the Wizards. That will tell you where your career is going.
Hey, why you taking
everybody's career is in
because it's the truth. He couldn't get no run with the Wizards, bro.
But cats leave the Wizards and go and make playoff teams that win championships. So
he left the Wizards. What happened? He got traded, and then the team immediately cut him. We don't want. Yeah.
Washington is where you go to warm up for the real team, no matter which Washington team you're talking about.
Because I saw what they did with your boy today.
Man, yo,
I seen it. Third string now.
He's third. Who's the starter?
Third?
They put Alex Smith as the backup for Sunday's game. Yep. Ready on Bleachers Report.
I know they benched him, but I thought he was second string.
Hold on. This is how quick it changes, though. Smith was in here at the week 1 talking about Dwayne Haskins, baby. Y'all see him.
I'm still Dwayne.
Not to be third string.
5 turnovers in 1 game. Dwayne Haskins got him. Even Danny Dimes ain't do that. Even Danny don't do it. Even Danny don't do it. Then did that
because he can't get no touchdowns.
Nobody's getting no touchdowns with that offense. Come on, bro.
Dwayne Haskins has touchdowns.
Yeah, he had a better offense. He got weapons. Y'all don't have a number 1 receiver to throw to? Yes, y'all do.
Here we go. Yeah. So my comment on it, since I'm a fan of the team, is that I'm still a fan of Dwayne Haskins, and I think I mentioned this last week, is that I've always had a conflict with the NFL who gives certain quarterbacks.
Thank you, Black. You about to join me. I was waiting for it. Go ahead. My bad, Spence. Come on. I'm eating this up.
Give a short amount of time for a person to prove themselves than other quarterbacks.
Say names.
A little more specific, sir.
Say names.
Yeah.
Can you be a little more specific? Because I'm not really sure who or what you're talking about.
Go and say names. I already know one name's right on the tip of your tongue. Go ahead. Say it.
What's name?
I already know. Go ahead and say it. Huh?
You talking about Eli?
Go ahead, say.
Black was a little trying to sneak Eli in the conversation.
Nah, because because I know him. I know he wants to stick it out there.
I'm going old school. What's the other boy name? Who the commentator name? Tony Romo.
Tony Romo balled out though. I'm not even a Cowboys fan.
So
he did.
Tony,
I was watching then.
Tony
Romo
about
playoffs, right?
Y'all forgot what Tony Romo. We talking playoffs, but we talking this overall ball out. He balled out.
Man, don't nobody care about the regular
season. Hold on. But if we talk,
always be getting on Charles Barkley.
Hold on.
Regular season, what you gonna do come playoffs?
All right, hold on. Well, since we're going by True Blood's metric, we're going by playoffs and playoff success. The Eli name need to come out your mouth, right?
So what?
Championships, right?
Because he had weapons. I mean, he had weapons, right?
Nah, he had no weapons. He had no weapons.
Now he doesn't have any weapons. See how you
name me his weapons. Name me his weapons during the Super Bowl run.
I don't know. I don't follow.
Because he didn't have any.
Well, I don't know him either because I ain't following, but David Tyree freaking saved y'all, and then y'all got rid of him. The dude,
he said David Tyree though. Like, who is that? You know what I'm saying? He made one catch, one.
That was the most amazing catch.
And because of that
amazing catch, but guess what?
And because of that catch, you trying to put Eli in the Hall of Fame.
Because y'all act like everybody that was the catch that won the game. He still had to go and throw a touchdown pass to win the game. Y'all forget that,
though, right?
Catch
that ball first.
Like,
that was.
It don't matter, but he still had to go out and throw another touchdown to win the game. Y'all do remember that?
Let's do the eye test.
Do the eye test. Do the eye test.
It ain't Eli. You're not building your franchise around Eli. I'm just putting it out there like that.
You know it ain't Eli. It was the eye test.
I'm sorry. They did build a franchise around Eli, and they got 2 chips. You building one around Dwayne Haskins?
If you building one around
Dwayne Haskins?
If you got a choice to pick 10 quarterbacks, you're not choosing Eli as that first round person to build your franchise around.
But hold on, we talking about playoff success. I'm not so sure I would take Peyton Manning because his playoff success is not nearly as good as them.
So what we talking about? Him?
To build around him, because I'm going by your metric. I'm going by True Blood's metric of playoffs. Because that's what he said, right? Yeah,
but he just, that's what he said, right? Asked you something different. But wait a minute, if you're saying that, how many does Peyton have? Right? Are they in the same boat?
Are we counting them last year? Because if
y'all
because it's Spence shot his hold on, listen.
He still had to hand the ball off, right?
Listen. No. Because we going by Spence metric. Oh, he had weapons and the defense. I'm just saying because we got different metrics. We got different metrics here. We got different metrics here.
Pick one.
No, y'all gotta pick one. You got a metric of playoffs. He got a metric of Eli had all this talent around him.
Which one you picking, Black? Whose metric you want to use?
I'm taking Eli all day, every day.
No, you ain't give us a metric.
I don't need a metric. I didn't come up with a metric. Y'all came up with a metric.
We gave you an option to pick, and you still didn't pick one. All right,
because I didn't come up with a metric.
You're trumping right now.
I didn't come up with a metric. Y'all came up with a metric, not me.
Right. I'm asking.
Why do I have to choose a metric? I'm going by what I saw. What I see the dude do.
The rules. He said, I ain't following no rules.
Top seven in touchdowns. Top 7 in yards all time. 2 Super Bowl MVPs. Your quarterback ain't got that.
Some of that is longevity. Somebody keep you around long enough, you can get some.
So we treat longevity like it's a thing. Y'all give LeBron all type of props because he got all them records because of longevity, right? He played longer than everybody else, played more games. So y'all can't hit me with that. That's a skill too. Tony Romo couldn't stay healthy.
Unequivocally,
Aaron Rodgers couldn't stay healthy all those years.
Unequivocally, people think LeBron is at least in the top 3 of people who've ever played. Sometimes
top
5. I'll say top 5. Nobody thinks that about Eli except for you.
First of all, the Patriots. Thank you, the Patriots. First of all, if Eli's last name wasn't Manning, because he gets compared to his brother,
he wouldn't have been drafted.
Yeah, he would have. Because y'all acting like he was a bum in college. Y'all like he was a bum in college, though, right?
Oh, but what I'm saying.
No! Don't pause on that. Yeah, so he was just a bum in college. Didn't deserve to get.
I didn't say that. But listen,
he was Ole Miss, right?
Yeah,
right, he went to Ole Miss.
I didn't follow him.
He was nice in college, so I sit there like he didn't deserve that draft pick
because he was playing in the SEC.
Yeah, he doesn't.
What I'm saying is, Black. If his last name wasn't Manning, he does not end up in New York. His career is completely different. Don't act like you don't know that. So that's what I'm saying.
And
You're saying that we're gonna use your metrics. If his last name wasn't Manning, that first pick that was going for him would have still stayed. He wouldn't have ended up in New York because he wouldn't have had people behind him, like his dad Archie saying, look, if y'all pick my son, he's not coming. So like
John Elway did it. John Elway did it. Nobody says nothing about that. John Elway did it, right?
We're not talking about John Elway.
No, but I'm saying y'all can't move the goalposts for everybody else.
You just said it.
Y'all can't move the goalposts for everybody else.
You act like people say, what about black on black violence when we're talking about policing?
Nah, but y'all keep moving the goalposts. Y'all keep moving the goalposts like he the only one that did it. How differently would Peyton?
We didn't say he was the only one that did it.
How differently would Peyton? How differently
what you said? You said
how differently would Peyton Manning's career ended up if he was drafted by San Diego and not Indianapolis? What if Ryan Leaf went to Indianapolis? Would Ryan Leaf been good like that?
We don't know. Ryan Leaf
because look what Peyton came into the league with. He came in the league with Marshall Faulk. He came in the league with
numbers was better than
No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
In college?
Oh, in college.
Are you crazy?
Oh, in college.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In college?
Then who? Peyton?
Yeah, no, interception that year? That first year?
Yeah, but he was playing with talent on his team, right? He was playing with a team.
Didn't he lead the league in interceptions that year?
You can let him lead interception like 3 or 4 years. But people don't talk about that.
I'm confused by where we are because we keep switching the
No, because you're gonna hit me with the interception. You're gonna hit me with the interception. Well, you do them 30 interceptions.
You say he came in with Marshall Faulk.
He came with Marshall Faulk, had Marvin Harrison.
Indianapolis was good.
He came with it. Yo, you know how? Do you know? See, you a history person, right? So you remember how Indianapolis got that first pick? They literally went to the AFC Championship game the year before. They came back. The quarterback was Harbaugh. He got hurt the first game. They was sorry. That's how they lost on the game. So he literally went to a team the year before that was in the championship game because they had a quarterback. They had Marshall Faulk on that team. They had an offensive line. They had Marvin Harrison on that team. They had all these people on it.
Okay.
So I'm trying to
let's get back to the original topic, which was Dwayne Haskins.
I forgot
which has gotten benched after 4 games. And my challenge is, I'm not the coach, right? So I haven't spent 20 plus years coaching, and I may not know what to look for as offensive coordinators and coaches. So I'm just going to say that. So I'm playing a little bit of what you call Monday morning quarterback.
But you know what you saw last game. Did that look good?
I didn't watch the last game.
It sounded like you might be able to
coach that's why. That's why.
I didn't watch the last game. But from what I heard, this last game wasn't as bad as the game before. And actually,
we're talking about 2 games in a row.
So he didn't – how many interceptions did he have this last game?
3?
The game before that, he had 3. I think he threw 1 this time. And he reached the end zone twice and ran once, I think.
Couple fumbles, something.
So it was a fumble, not an interception.
That's crazy. And he got benched to third string?
He got benched to third string. And so
after scoring three touchdowns and one turnover?
So I think the situation is
he hasn't looked good at all, man. I'm going to say
that's what I'm saying. He's not looking good at all, bro.
I didn't interrupt you. I just heard you say he threw 2 touchdowns.
He didn't look good, and I'm rooting for the brother.
And he got benched to third.
Nah, because he's not getting the numbers right. He's looking terrible.
They said they're saying that he's not looking accurate. He's looking down his passers.
Yeah, he's still looking straight at the receiver the whole time.
And that's what I'm saying. I get that, right? But what I'm saying, the only thing I'm challenging is that black quarterbacks don't get the same amount of time and cushion and grace that white quarterbacks have gotten over the history of the NFL. That's all I'm saying.
Over the history, because the same situation was happening in Chicago, and they were undefeated. And Trubisky got pulled, and Foles. That's 2 white guys. So I think it's just a quarterback thing. And
Trubisky don't have how many years to be sucking? 3?
But he wasn't sucking this year. He threw one.
He got the starting job.
Right. He brought him back. He brought him back 2 weeks in a row.
This year.
To win. Yeah.
Yeah, this year. And that's why I was surprised they made that.
But it was in question last year. I mean, he was just like
it was a question last year.
Haskins wasn't.
But it was a question about Haskins last year too, right?
But Haskins also had how many offensive coordinators and how many head coaches within a 16-month period, right? And I get it. He wasn't Ron Rivera's pick. And Ron Rivera reserves the right to say, hey, look, I'm going to try you out, but I got my own people I'm bringing in. And that's the part that kind of has me like, okay, for team's sake, I understand. Like new regimes, I understand.
Nah, because y'all see that division in reach. Y'all see that division in reach. So he's going to put somebody in there he can trust.
Somebody said that. They said, well.
It's in reach, man. So you got to play. And like I said, Vince, you have a valid point. However, I think right now, I don't, I think it's just business. Like I said, we have like 9 black quarterbacks that started. I'm not saying 5, but I just think, they've all been given a chance, and we got second string black quarterbacks that playing behind greats. If you look at your boy, what's his name? Oh my God, he used to be with Tampa.
Jameis
Winston.
Jameis Winston started. Now he's behind. No, he's second string behind. What's it called?
Where is he?
Drew Brees.
Tyrod Taylor keep getting a starting job somehow.
Tyrod Taylor.
Let's talk about Tyrod, man. I like Tyrod.
Tyrod keep getting a starting job.
Teddy Bridgewater back.
He the black Jeff George, man.
Yeah,
he the black Jeff George, bro.
But that ceiling, though, that ceiling, man, is very low.
But it's changed. But times is changing, is it not?
There's a lot of second string black quarterbacks, man.
It is changing. It is changing.
So you all believe about being second string, Tally.
I know. I mean, we're starters. You look at RG3. I mean, he can't start in front of Lamar.
RG3 plays?
Yeah.
Yeah, RG3 still playing for Baltimore.
What?
Yeah, it's like his third year. He's
watching Lamar do everything that he wish he can do.
Right.
He probably pissed off at the Redskins.
He's happily playing that third string.
He's second string.
I mean, second string.
Yeah, he's second string.
He getting paid, man. He don't
Wait a minute. Wow. I mean, well, that's good. That's good.
Right.
My bad. You're right, Tally. My bad. I ain't mean to shun on them. You're right.
Yeah.
Black guys get second string opportunity.
The belief is that Kyle Allen is better than Dwayne Haskins.
Who?
And so that's
he might be.
And he may be. I don't know. I didn't follow.
He played decent. Tally would know he played decent last year for Carolina.
Wait, who was the kid?
The guy, the white boy. That was our quarterback last year.
I thought he trailed off.
Not more. Allen, the dude that started for y'all last year.
Oh, the first 2 games he was flawed. We like, oh man, he's a savior. He
took y'all like he was like 5-0 though, right?
Yeah, he started off strong. Then they started watching film on him. He just went from shit to shame, man.
So, but I wouldn't put Alex Smith on that field. Not that he's not good. I'm putting him because, I just care about your welfare, brother. Don't put that brother back on the field.
He don't. So let him go out there. You know what I mean?
Let him go.
Hey, let him go out there.
Right. You're right.
Because he's eventually gonna be out there. You do know that, right? He's eventually gonna be out there.
RG3, right?
Who?
RG3, ain't that what happened? They let him come back early.
Not as severe as Alex Smith, though.
Yeah,
RG3 didn't always.
What happened to Alex Smith? I know y'all sent the picture of him he was dancing or something.
No, he had the same. He had a similar injury as RG3.
He had that Joe Theismann injury.
Yeah. But he caught an infection, right? And that complicated it even more. He had to have like 16 surgeries or something like that.
And
his bone was sticking out his leg.
Yeah.
Well, we've had that before. I mean, those guys who played basketball, Paul George, what's the guy who played for?
Well, that's a different sport, man. You talking about these guys getting hit? Quarterback?
Yeah.
Blindside?
Well, you can't hit quarterbacks no more. That's another reason why I'm not even excited to watch football.
Oh, like at all now?
You're not excited right now? Man, look, after week one, he was all hyped up, like, hell to the football team. Hell to the football team. Y'all still in first place.
I know y'all couldn't say that. No, Philly is.
Oh, because they got the tie.
Because they got a tie, yeah.
First place is 1 win, by the way. True blood.
But we go hike it.
Now they say if you win 1 game, you win first place in the NFC East, baby.
Okay, I was about to ask. Like,
the Giants is 0-4. We still in it, baby. We still in it. we going to lose 2 games. A 2-game win streak right quick against that team.
We got a chance. Everybody in NFC East. We got a chance.
All y'all do is go on 2-game winning streak.
Y'all what, week 8, 9?
The Cowboy fans still like the division is ours.
Yeah, they're gonna be like
that 1 win. They're gonna turn it all around.
They're gonna be back. But So we
this
go
is gonna be 0-4.
So we go hiking
Dak
on Sunday.
Prescott?
Huh?
They still got Dak Prescott?
Yeah.
You count that as another black quarterback, right, Black?
Yeah, I like that. I like that.
I mean, it's a bunch. It's a bunch of them.
Yeah, but so we go hiking on Sundays now, and
Yeah,
I
see it.
I find that much more therapeutic.
There you go, bro. That's what I'm talking about.
I ain't giving it all up, but I'm trending to where I understand what's important right now for
Thank you.
And having that time with my family is really therapeutic.
Oh, your homies mom doing that because they show them bull job Washington football team games or I can't watch my teams on TV. The sports bars are closed, so yeah, so Smith,
you gotta get some dish, man.
I'm going with my family here. If my fellas, I do something too. It ain't because I don't want to watch football. Y'all, nephew all get
Tally. No, Tally.
Cousin cheering for you. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
That's right. That's right, Tim.
Family.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, I seen the pictures with the family.
I'm almost made to do it.
Tyler, you can't you can't breathe on the quarterback no more. You can't hand check. You can't hit anybody coming across the middle. So it's a different sport than when we played. It's a different sport from when our heroes played. Like it's been
like that for the last 5 years. Why all of a sudden?
Even in basketball, it's still like that.
Right.
Like
what are we talking about?
But football is a contact sport. I mean, talking about basketball.
So it's basketball.
Basketball contact sport too. At least it used to be.
Basketball is a contact sport.
Used to be.
We talking
it's a game to whoop Jordan's butt, man. If LeBron physically probably can handle it, but the way he won, if he get touched, come on, man.
See, he said it, not me. He won at every damn call. That's the one thing I get to sit there watch it. Every time he go, he be like, they hit me in my head. Come on, man. Go play.
So all the games have changed, man, because they're trying to protect. Because football, especially because of the concussions. They're gonna.
No, I get that, but to me, it's not.
Let's call it tackles used to be legal.
So what you saying, Spence? You don't want people to be safe, man?
I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing.
Is that what you saying, man?
I'm saying it's not as appealing as it used to be, right? It's not as appealing, and it's just like I came up with with Atwater and them cats was killing cats coming across the middle, and that was part of the savagery of why we liked it, right?
Troy Polamalu,
and they showed a Cam Chancellor video the other day, and I was like,
your boys from Seattle used to be hitting.
You can't do that no more. Like,
Taylor.
Man.
You know what? Maybe them brothers that playing now, when they get 50 and 60 years old, they're able to walk without having hip replacement.
I get it. I'm with all that. I understand.
I
get it. And I want my brothers to be healthy, right? And that's one of the reasons why we
mentally and physically.
We didn't encourage my son to play football was because we kind of knew the risk. Like I still got bad shoulders now, messing around with football and rotator cuffs. I probably need to get replaced, and it don't feel good coming out the bed at night. But and that's a part of the education, right? I understood what it did to my body, that and wrestling, and so we wanted my son to do something a little bit less strenuous. I still think about football though, and so it's a contradiction, right? You want people to be healthy, but you still have a love for it. And so it is what it is. But Dwayne Haskins, I'm rooting for you, brother. I want you to do well.
We are too, Dwayne. Get right, Dwayne. I mean,
read some tape.
Bro.
Look at some tape.
That's a big drop though, right? Like from starter to third string.
I think he said something, man. I think if you follow that dude's social media, he's a really proud guy.
Yeah, he is, man. He almost kind of like
man. Yeah, he's a really prideful guy. So
I mean, not in a way to where you can't bench me. Who you think? He probably said something.
He said something.
Nonsense guy. He dealt with Cam.
But I think
it's a humble move. What you say?
If you say third string, I'm thinking that Ron Rivera is like, oh, okay, I can show you better than I can tell you.
Right.
He always
he's that type of guy too, man.
And I'm not in the locker room. I'm not in the locker room, so I don't know. And like I said before, people get paid a lot more money to know more than I do. So I'm just, I wish the brother well. I'm a fan because he's from the area also. And, you always want the hometown cats to do well. And sometimes you can go to these teams, man, and you make one mistake or you don't pan out in that first year, and that's your whole career. You understand? Right. So they don't take. It's only like that butterfly effect. It only takes one attribute for you to cash in a whole other direction. Mm. you can end up in a good system, and you can be a backup making plenty of money for years upon years upon years. And so, I just wish the best for the brother, man. Everybody, a lot of cats who were his fans were like, "We love you, brother. Don't come to Washington. Like, go somewhere else.
Wow.
Don't come to Washington."
He wanted to go to the Giants, didn't he?
Oh, really? I didn't know.
But then they overlooked him. They didn't pick him. They picked your boy from Duke.
And you know what he should have did? He should have changed his last name to Manning, and then he could have just decided where he wanted to go.
And he could have been below average and still had a 12.
There you
go. You said below average?
My bad. Blackwell, I'm just taking a shot at you. He's not below average.
You seen Blackface? He was like, damn.
He got to represent. He represented the Giants.
This
last week, y'all was
hold on. So what you're saying is that you wish more organizations had the patience that the Giants had with their young quarterbacks to develop. Yes. That's what you're saying?
You're absolutely correct. Yes, I am.
No, that's not what I'm hearing.
I wish that Washington had the patience of Job like they had with Eli, and the loyalty with their quarterbacks. We haven't been really good with our quarterbacks.
Oh no, y'all haven't.
We haven't been when I think about it. And because they ran RG3 in the ground and blame him for it.
They tried to tell him to change it up a little bit, and he was like, "Nah."
No, they didn't.
They did. They told him to change it up a little bit. Like, he was like, "Nah, I'm faster than everybody else."
That's what they said.
I think also though they were pressuring him to come back sooner than when he was posted.
I mean, they definitely were, but they also were trying to pressure him to come back and say, "Hey, we're gonna change it up a little bit. We don't want you running as much because you got hurt." And he was telling reporters. He was like, "Look, man, I'm fast. I can do it. I go out to do it." And he went out there, and what was it? Ed Reed not every one of the dudes for the Raiders. They got him.
Well, he had a Hawaiian.
The big dude. Yeah, they got him. And he was like, "Yeah, you fast, but get your ass over here. Gotcha."
But not only that, though, think about that.
That's what he's been telling Lamar. That's why Lamar has like really gotten in there and want to sit down, because he probably sat down and told Lamar, "Look, bro, I was once faster than everybody too. I thought I was coming. Like, you ain't gonna dodge everybody forever. You gonna get. You better learn how to be."
Everybody's faster in the NFL, even that 300-pounder.
I mean, Vic would tell you, like Vic told you, like, "Look, bro, like at some point, I had to learn how to sit in that pocket and read, bro. Like, I ain't been out run everybody."
Randall Cunningham was the man. He started throwing them long bombs.
He took all them ass who swallowed him.
Yeah, he did. You started seeing Randy Moss.
By the time he got to Minnesota, he said, "Damn that." Damn that.
But he also, like Blackwell gonna say, he also had a phenomenal weapon that nobody could guard. Like, what's the point of you running when you got somebody that's gonna be down the field before anybody else? Like,
Randy Moss got that.
You don't even have to be accurate. You just throw the ball down there. Like, all right, look, 1, 2, 3, go get it. Like, that was backyard ball. Like, ain't nobody. We seen Randy Moss outrun double coverage with the shaded safety. Like, when I seen that, do y'all remember that? I was like, they had the safety cheat over him, and he was already stacked. I'm like, how in the world this dude on top of the defense? Like
he was a freak of nature, man.
Yo.
Yeah.
So I would have loved to play a quarterback for him. What? Just go get it. He probably go in the huddle and say, "Try to outthrow me."
Yeah.
Not gonna happen.
So you can be blessed with talent around you that helps to keep you in the league also, and coaching. So if you're in a position where you're like Tom Brady, where you're good, like really good, and then you have a really good schematics person and coaches, and then you have a really good organization at that point that's feeding into the culture and paying and really understand that's a perfect situation, right? And so.
Yeah, but that's anybody, right?
People become GOAT status by the attributes that are also at that point. When I read the book Outliers, they talk about in the book Outliers how people that we consider to be GOAT are really benefiting off of a humongous amount of advantages at that time period.
Only seen two athletes in my lifetime that has went to shitty situations and turned around and made good. That was Jordan. And I'm gonna give you man some props to LeBron. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like if Kobe ended up in Charlotte and not getting traded to the Lakers,
right?
With all that tradition and the elements they brought in, would Kobe be Kobe?
Right.
So that brought me back to my point with Peyton Manning and Ryan Lee. If Peyton Manning would have went to San Diego instead of going to Indianapolis, where that infrastructure was already set up and they had everything set, because he went from Ted Marchibroda to Jim Moore, whatever his name was, to Tony Dungy. You know what I mean? Ryan Leaf went from whoever he had to hitting the pipe to to getting arrested to now coming back. He's coaching somewhere now, right?
Yeah,
coaching somewhere now, right?
Yeah. But and the other point about that, yes, as long as you're not an asshole, right, or uncoachable, so you still end up in those places. And if you got, so I think sometimes we build athletes up to entertainers to be high moral people, and they have like everything figured out when they're actually dealing with a whole lot of stuff. Like Jamarcus Russell, right? I would have wished he wouldn't have went to Oakland, right? Because he was like a freak at his position.
Yeah, like Cam Newton, man, big boy. I don't know if he can run as good as Cam.
No, he can run.
He can run as good.
But he was nice in college.
He wasn't better than Cam. Hell no.
Jamarcus Russell?
Hell no.
Bro, man, boys.
Good as Cam?
He's nice.
When he came out.
But if he would have went
what the hell that Cam was when he came out of college? He was only the Heisman, national champion, #1 pick. No, you acting like he was so far from Jamarcus.
Again, we're going to act like, so where did Cam play at?
Auburn.
Auburn.
Jamarcus Russell went to LSU. What's the difference?
Right?
Auburn, LSU.
What was that in, right? So you making it seem like
he overcame the trial. He got ousted at Florida. Then he went to junior college in Texas.
Wait, why you gotta do all that? Why you gotta do all that?
Because you like stories, right?
Wait a minute. And Spence said it. They didn't even give him a chance. So if you want to talk about that real backstory, they knew he was better than Tebow. They knew he was better than Tebow. He did a knucklehead thing, stole a laptop, and then they got rid of him.
But then guess what he did? He came back and won championship at another school.
Man, Jamarcus Russell was a dog. Like
I'm not taking it away from me, but I don't like how you said better than Cam.
His feelings, boy.
Anybody know what he?
You know how to push buttons, man.
Anybody know what he's doing now?
Nephew.
Jamarcus Russell was running guys over. He was like ridiculous.
So Cam,
quarterback.
Like Tebow was doing that.
And guys just couldn't
Tebow was running guys over.
Yeah, Tebow sucks, yo.
When they got that ball, when y'all got that ball to 2 or 3 yard line, y'all.
No, I'm not gonna say Tebow sucks.
I said it.
We know True gonna say it. He's got bias over there.
I'm being the same person. Of course, he has to have some.
But no, hey nephew, Jamarcus Russell's a bad boy though. I give it to you.
So where should he have ended up that would have changed his career?
Anywhere other than Oakland. Maybe not Baltimore either though. Like I think he had to go to maybe a small town.
Didn't Oakland start? They got good right around that time. They went to the Super Bowl, got beat by Tampa Bay. That was before Jamarcus Russell.
That was after. That was after.
That
was before. Yeah, that was before. That was
when
before.
He got there,
they were terrible. They were terrible. They were terrible team. What's the name was still alive? The owner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And he was running that into the ground.
Well, your boy running into the ground.
But what is it? Anybody know what he's doing now though? Because I hope that he took that bag and invested it real good. Because he got the bag off the break.
I don't know, but bro, if you, I don't know what he's doing, but I think he had to go to like a small town area because I think he got to Cali, and I can only assume you hear all the players and they talk about they go to these big cities and there's so many other distractions. Like I'm sure, like it probably got overwhelming.
I mean, yeah, but also you know how they say like some people they just can't handle it regardless. So it could have been a small town, big town, what have you. Like he might have just got the money and then like put the wrong people around him. I think that was the main problem. He had the wrong people around him.
That's true. Because I was about to say, like, maybe go to somewhere like Tampa. Ain't too much to do around there. Jacksonville, maybe. I don't know.
Look, if you got money and you got time, you'll find it wherever you go, bro. No matter where you at. You can find something. We know that even come from small towns. You want to find it, it's there.
You're right. Yeah.
If you got money, it's an abundance.
They will find you.
So yeah, I don't know. It's about his mindset too, man. I don't think he was mentally ready for all that came with that.
Yeah.
I think that's a key thing what you just said too, bro. Because I don't know if like us as fans give them enough credit. Like, could you imagine you being like 19, 20, or let's talk about basketball, maybe 17, 18, 19, 20-year-old, and then you go from like no money to now you got stacks. Like, so one, you might not even know how to manage that. Two, now you get more attention than usual. Like everybody loved you, right? But now you got money, so like now they love you with a condition. Right? Yo, man, we going out? No, I gotta. Oh man, come on, man, it's my birthday. You gonna take care of it? Like no, like that's gotta be crazy.
Yeah, but we see it all the time, man. We see it all the time.
We see it after the fact, but I'm talking about like say guys that come in almost to maybe what Spence was saying, Haskett coming back home, right? I'm sure he probably got a whole lot on his plate beyond just football, right? Because he home. Right. Everybody know him. It's yo, dude. Man, can we get some tickets? Like whatever it is. Yo, man, can you come by and sign a jersey? Oh man, can you come by the rec center? You know, I'm coaching the 7U, and you used to play for it. Like, no.
Right. It's the dude we grew up with, man, and he ended up getting drafted by Tampa Bay safety. I'm not gonna say his name, right? He got suspended out the league, right, for drug violation, weed violation, right?
Right.
So came back off of that. Tampa Bay gave him a nice big contract, whatever, right? Within that year, gets suspended again. Right? Comes back off that suspension. The next year, he does good. The year after that, gets suspended again. They cut him, right? He comes home, plays for the football team. What do you think he do?
Yeah, same thing.
Kicked out the league.
Right.
So, which I can't understand, because I don't understand how Josh Gordon keeps getting opportunities. I thought at some point you get banishment, but
he must
came home.
Alive,
right?
Huh?
He got speed though, right?
Alive.
He got what?
My bad. What'd you say, Spence?
I said he must be the best receiver alive all the chances he gets.
Because it's something. Because like this dude was a Pro Bowler and everything, you know what I mean? But yeah, so when he came home, we remember, and right now he down at his mom's house. We could drive past his house every day. He down at his mom's house, right? And we used to tell when he came home, like, yo, stay away from the homies over there, man. It's your last shot. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna do good. You know, I'm here for the home team, all that stuff. 2 months later. So it's like your mindset, man. And it don't even be, it's for weed. Like, bro, smoking in the off season like everybody else. Or get your girl to piss in the carry around your girl's pissed or something. You know what I'm saying? Like the rest of them do. Like
I think that kind of goes to what Tyler and Spence was saying, right? Maybe with Haskins, it could have been like the ego thing, right?
Yeah.
And like I'm sure, like think about it, bro. Like you be at the top of the chart your entire life, right? Elementary, middle school, high school, college, pro. Now somebody that don't do it, can't do it as well as you. They went out and drafted you, and now they're gonna tell you, no, but you can't do this. Like you can play for us, but it's conditions. Like I'm sure, like.
And I think his family may got something to do. I mean, you know, he probably got one of them dads that's like, you know how them dads be in the way, like your boy from play for the Lakers. He's with the Pelicans now.
Yeah.
Oh. And the dads.
Man, y'all already know where I'm at. I support it. I know he has some extra antics, but
I supported it. I support him and stuff. One thing I don't support. No, the one I don't support is him pulling the middle boy out of off a scholarship out of UCLA.
I mean, he wasn't gonna play.
It don't matter.
He messed it up for himself.
Yeah, he wasn't gonna play.
But it don't matter if you weren't gonna play. Your scholarship was still there. Go to the school. You know what I'm saying? Like you wasn't gonna go to the league anyway. You're not in the league now, right? So take advantage of that. Go sit on the bench. Go sit on the bench like the rest of the white boys do. Get the education. If you get into coaching, that's what the white boys do. They sit on the end of the bench. Ain't that right? They go be an intern coach under their thing, and then they work their way up the ladder. Next, you know, they coach on a college team. Take advantage of that.
But I think that was beyond their vantage point, right? And that wasn't their vision, right? Was
it not their vision or was it not his dad's vision?
I think both.
Like,
I don't know, because you're starting to see now the youngest boy is pulling away from the daddy. The oldest one is pulling away from the dad.
But I think, like Spence said, that could be a narrative that they're trying to spin, right? They have been doing that since the oldest one was coming out. They kept trying to.
That's not a narrative they're trying to spin.
How do you feel about your dad being so vocal and this? And he always like, there's my dad. Like
but he's not saying that now though, True Blood. So you at some point you gotta stop saying media. But this is what what's the boy the oldest boy? What's Lorenzo or whatever? Lonzo, I can't think of it. I can't think of the boy name, but that's not what he's talking now, right?
Oh, he's talking about it now?
Yeah, when he left from his dad and he signed with LeBron James and them camp.
Oh yeah.
He came up with a whole statement saying, I gotta be my own man. He talked about how his dad, somebody messed up the money that happened on his dad watch and all. Like, this is stuff, and they're putting it out there on TV. They had that Facebook show or whatever, and they're putting that stuff out there. So you can't say the media is trying to spin. This is what they putting out there.
Yeah, but so from that story that I got, I didn't hear much of the complaint about his dad. The complaint that I heard was that they were surprised that it was somebody in their camp that was family that was taking money from him. And he couldn't believe that they did it. But I don't recall him like saying anything specific to like, I gotta get away from my dad. Like he was just saying like how the operation was running. Like he just didn't feel like he could trust the people that was working around him because like they were taking advantage of. And I could have missed something, but I don't remember him saying anything specific to his dad. But I do remember him saying that's why he had to branch away from that because it was just poor management.
Did his dad become a distraction? And I think that's the question, right?
The dad thought he was the star, but we see that with a lot of parents with some of these sports kids. They think so like I cannot equate that to some people and not equate that to the dad saying, oh, you want to be in front of the cameras, you think you the star. You know what I mean?
He's getting interviews on talk shows and trying to sell that brand and using his sons to sponsor it, and you know what I'm saying? It's
But let me ask you all this, right? And I'm gonna be devil's advocate, but I do believe it. Do you not think that he helped his son stop? Because like everybody, you had to be thinking about Lonzo Ball because he kept talking about his son, and then he gonna play for LA and he's gonna do this and he's gonna bring it. Like it was interesting, right? Because people was tapping into it. So even if LA wasn't considering it. Right, like maybe
Lonzo grew up, man. Lonzo grew up, but you gotta hear that stuff when you're younger.
No, but I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the media and LA and all of that, right? Like they were listening to it, right? They heard it because, like, I don't
Magic Johnson deserved to get fired. That's what you're saying,
right? Huh?
So Magic Johnson deserved to get fired. That's what you're saying because he allowed. What's the dad's name again? I can't think of his name.
LeVar?
Yeah, he allowed LeVar and the media to talk him into drafting Lonzo Ball. Is that what you're saying?
But I think that happens a lot of times sometimes, right? Like, tell me about Philly when they drafted like 3 big men back to back to back. Like, what? Because
they hit on one of them, but we talking about Philly. Like,
no, but I'm saying like because
we talking about the Lakers right now.
The #1 draft pick should be a center, right? And they're like, oh, well, we got to go to the #1 pick. No, fool. You already got Norrell and whoever the other dude was before it that kept getting injured. I can't even remember who it was.
Man, look, none of them picks turned out to be Kwame Brown, so I don't care, man. I don't care, man.
I'm just saying, right?
You know
like that's because I think it's tough. It's good to see some front offices just go with what they need, right? Because when Ja Morant was coming out, right, and people was like, oh, but he played this school, but they're like, no, like this is the fit, like this is what we need. Like they try to put all these other big name schools. He's like, but you see this kid can play, so you know he can do it. Yeah. And I don't care if some other people saying that there should be some other guys above him. And I think they kind of already said, no, we're looking at him, and then he kind of stayed at that #2 spot because they was already kind of saying, no, this is what we're interested in. We don't care about all these other people that you're saying.
It's a gamble, man, and it's part of a gamble because of business, right? So you're trying to pick investments, just like playing the stock market, right? You get a good tip, and you hope that tip pans out, and right now it's working good until somebody, does some type of embezzlement, then your stock goes down. So, you got the best player in college, and it's all good till he blows an ACL or he gets caught, in a room with some cocaine. So it's always a gamble, right?
Cocaine and white women. What the hell?
I didn't say that. So it's always a gamble, man. Hold on, I got to take this call, you all.
Right, hey, brother.
Presidential time. I'm gonna find a graphic to put up with some president sign right with presidential 2024.
Right, no, that's Joe Biden calling right now.
Hey,
like,
I need
what,
your help.
what should we tell
Come on, man.
to talk about tonight?
Come on, man. I need your help, bro. I need your help, man.
Yeah.
Man.
Lessons. I mean, I got to do some lessons before everything. So.
Yeah. I said we're gonna try to keep it short tonight, man. I got stuff I gotta knock off too.
Yeah.
We didn't even talk about nothing that we said we are gonna talk about.
But we talked about something though.
We got.
We talked about. We always talk about something, but we don't never get to what we said we gonna talk about. But it's all good.
I think that's the beauty of it, right? We always got something for later.
That's the point.
You're right though. You showing up right. We didn't even talk about the Breonna. Dang.
Y'all want to get it? I know Spence want to jump in on there. I know he on the bat phone. Queens stated.
I think part. Oh man, yeah.
What was your thoughts on it? What was your thoughts on it? Were you surprised? Were you surprised?
Unfortunately, no. But I don't think too many people weren't surprised, black or white, right? I think both sides of it weren't surprised. Even the allies. I don't think the allies were surprised. I think that's why they allies, because they already see like an injustice in the system, right? So I wasn't surprised. I was annoyed, but I thought there's so many other things that's coming out of the story, and then seeing people talking more and more about it, right? So if you had a warrant, right, or a no-knock warrant to go in, because you assume something was going on there, and then you break the entering, you come in, and then you accuse the boyfriend of shooting the officer. Like, that should have been a red flag right there that they didn't even try to prosecute, right? Like, just off of history, like, we know, like, any black person, similar to like what Meek Mill said in his case, like if you shoot a cop, right? They claim that this guy shot the cop, and then they dropped the charges. I was still in the smoke. I wasn't even catching up with that, right? Until like later on, people started bringing that up. I was like, oh dang, I didn't think about that. Because think about it, a black man shoot a cop, it ain't gonna take them that long to try to figure out where they're gonna go find him. But I was still looking through the smoky mirrors.
My thing is, he shot the cop, right? Or that's what they're saying. But
it came out now. They said the cop shot himself.
Oh, he shot himself?
Yeah.
I would say either way, she was the only one that got shot. So if they busted out all them shots, and he's standing next to her, so-called with a gun, how he didn't get hit at all? So that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you sound like Pac and Suge now. I'm saying, right?
No, I'm not saying he had anything. I'm just saying, like y'all were aiming for her for whatever reason. Y'all were aiming for her because if y'all claim that he shot you and y'all shot back, and she the only one that got hit, and he's standing next to her,
standing up.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they knew what they was doing.
Right.
And they already had said that, right? The reason why they was going in there was because her past boyfriend, right? That was
her past boyfriend.
Yeah, like was a drug dealer. So we're gonna go over to this spot. What? So you already knew what your intent was when you were showing up. And and then the one time, like for shooting some drywall,
it's a training day. Yeah.
But come on, dude.
It's a training day scenario, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
They was going over there because that's what they figured that's where the ex-boyfriend hid the money at. Yep. And he was coming in there to collect on some money, and things went wrong, haywire, and they covered it up. That's all.
You hit that on the head.
That's all.
That's literally what it was, bro.
That's all it is. It was looking for the money.
Right. They had already said, all right, we're gonna get our cut. And then you seen, that's why I be trying to stay away from seeing some of this stuff, man. But that same group, a few years ago, did the same thing. They went into this one house, this black family that just moved in the house, but they already had the warrant before they had moved into the house. I was like, dang. So then they did like an interview of the family because they was interviewing the kids because it was this family with kids in there. And the father was like, yeah, his kids still traumatized. Like they hear loud noises and stuff and they jumping.
Yeah, I imagine.
Yeah, that junk is messed up, man. That's trauma that may stay with them for the rest of their life. Right? So now they conditioned because of something that they didn't even do. Right? They didn't ask for that. And now they got to be on edge. Like, can you imagine like what their social life gonna be like, trying to date and stuff or hang out with their friends? They go out to an event, hear loud banging now, like it triggered them.
Yeah, it's like the war vets, man. Like once coming from Iraq, they hear loud bangs and all stuff. It snap them into it.
Yeah. So yeah, PTSD is real, bro.
Sure.
It's real. So I don't know, but yeah, I thought the money part was just interestingly played, right? It made me. I meant to call you when it came out because I know when the Kaepernick came out and you hit me up about it, like, what do you think about the money? Because usually, right, they don't disclose the amount. They just say it was a settlement. The family settled on a civil case. So I think they tried to put it out there to say that it was a certain amount of money. So like they should be happy now. It was $12 million.
They gave
more money. Right, more money than these people have ever
seen. Tally bugged out. Tally said it's the bottom of the night, man. Y'all can get up out of here with this.
So I think that was kind of interesting too, just seeing.
He said he had
What's
to
the
go.
topic?
He said I had to go. It's on
Breonna
Breonna
Taylor.
I didn't mean to laugh on your topic, bro. He just sent the text message to the group.
Yeah, you called it. But it was a smooth transition because
it was.
Came in as soon as Tally went out. So it was like tag, Yeah, no, it was just talking about the Breonna Taylor case. You know, some of the stuff came out and, you know, the money, just looking at.
Well, hold on. Spitz, the campaign money good? They wrote the check. We good, right?
Yeah, you see him smiling. He got that lean.
Don't know.
He gonna be letting us know, hey y'all, I'm be changing new office. I'm gonna be in the Oval Office now. They got me as one of their campaign managers.
Oh man. One day.
Speaking into existence, brother.
One day, man. I think I would. I don't know. I go back and forth, man. I studied political science as a minor and law and history. So, and I have a great what I want to say, honor for the position of politics and how it can be done right. And depending on which avenue you're calling from, somebody's going to see you're doing it wrong. Like it's always going to be. Then I always ask myself, like from the conversation we had yesterday, to be an impact in your community, do you need to have a title of, congressperson or senator, and my mentees in the community would probably tell me that you don't need to have that status, right? But then the other part of it is like, who do we have sitting at certain tables? You know what I'm saying? And so you always had that conflict about, being grassroots, but then also having somebody in the game,
Right.
And so it's tough, man. It's a tough thing because, you never want to, part of that means you have to appeal to masses. And when you have to appeal to masses, that means a part of you has to be, I don't want to say, for lack of better words, sculpted or molded or shadowed. It's difficult, man. So vetted, validated.
Because I'm just gonna say right now, you the only man off the crew that's able. Drew too militant.
Me too.
I'm too raw and rough. You know what I'm saying? Chris laid back, chill. Chris, he Tally just be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You the perfect man for the job, bro.
Oh man, I appreciate the vote of confidence, brother. You know, but
Hey,
you know, I don't know.
I second that motion because
I'm gonna keep grinding in the community right now, you know, and keep working, and we'll, you know, I can definitely see the fruits of that labor, man. And
well, we got 4 years to go, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh man.
hey, we got time. We start today. You know what I'm saying?
Start right now.
Today.
Right, you don't need no political
I gotta get that
background.
like this.
Right.
Right.
There you go. That's what we're running on right now. That's what we're running on right there.
No, you gotta let me and Black wear the shirts. We'll wear the shirts. And you be like, yo, I really want to wear this. We're like, we got you, man.
We got you, bro. We got you,
I can
bro.
wear
Be
this
there with the
one,
sign.
I can wear this
Like,
one.
You can wear that one. You can wear the mace.
I
You
don't
can wear that.
know. You know they might twist that then. You be part of the Illuminati. and
Illuminati,
everything
yep.
else.
Oh man, you know how many times I hear that, man? I'm like, yo,
He said, Mason.
this is me. You a Mason? You part of Illuminati? I said, well, can you spell Illuminati? What is Illuminati, man? I said,
Right,
shit.
tell me what it look like.
Yeah, man, shit. I'm not getting paid if I am. I'll tell you that. I must be interning. I don't see those benefits that everybody talking about.
No, you with the untouchable crew then. Right?
Yeah, nah,
you ain't getting
yeah,
paid, but they just say don't touch him. He good.
I must be on the JV squad if that's the case. Because I am not maximizing this, whatever it is.
Oh goodness.
But nah, man, I follow. We were talking about y'all talking about Breonna Taylor, and I follow Ben Crump on Twitter, and that brother is serious, man. It's to the point where it gets overstimulating, man. I have to check myself, right? Because I'll watch it and I'll get like, you know, you see something, you get enraged, and you just like, why did I do this? Like, why did I follow this brother? I knew I followed him because I want to be in the know of what's happening. Because as big as this world is, we're finally understanding these things are happening, and because they're hitting the news, but they've been happening all along, right?
Right.
And now social media is having to bring it to our attention, and videos have to bring our attention. So I follow Ben Crump, man. But the stuff that he reports on, that he is either representing or he's just shouting out, that's happening across the country as it applies to systemic racism and policing, it becomes overwhelming. Sometimes I have to sit back and just kind of set it to the side and, you know, and give it a break, man. But it's tough, man. It's tough.
Yeah, I started following when you mentioned it, and he's heavy. Tamika, I was like, yo, like, how do they followers like watch this stuff every day?
Every day, yeah. I can't, yeah.
And they post like 4 or 5 things every day.
Yeah, they on it.
You gotta take a break. I tell you, I take 3-day breaks throughout the week from it all.
Yeah,
you gotta step away from it all, man.
I take plenty of breaks. My break be just to get on, so I just make sure that I'm still kind of consistent on what I need to be doing.
But the other thing that's therapy for that is having these conversations right here, and you know, like having a conversation like we had last night with other people that happen to be like-minded. To me, like, that's a way for me to kind of de-stress and kind of cleanse, and then also learn and grow. And so I appreciate this time that I have here because you know, we laugh, we joke, we argue, but it's extremely therapeutic. And you know, I think we're doing ourselves a disjustice. That's not a word, is it?
I was about to say a disservice, but I don't know.
Disservice
might be.
Disservice. No, you're correct.
Yeah.
Disservice.
Y'all try to have me on some stuff 2 nights back to back. I'm like, look, man, I'm introverted. I can't be socializing 2 nights back to back like this, bro.
Nah, man.
I was like, man.
It was purposeful though, bro. Just to even be in the room, like, it'd have been virtual room for everybody just watching. Like, just to be in the space though, I thought it was just purposeful. Just to get different perspectives.
Yeah.
Because you know, you may not agree with everything that was shared, but it's like, okay, like that's a different vantage point, because that's what I got from it last night. You know, you make a comment or somebody makes a comment and then somebody interpret it differently. It's like, oh, like, you got that out of it?
It's funny.
Did you invite somebody that we used to work with?
Nah. Oh, I don't know.
Who, me?
Yeah. Did you reach out to my man, Brother G?
I reached out to this crew right here.
I was about to say, I knew who Black was talking about.
I reached out.
Why you ain't get that brother in on it?
You're burn his bridge.
We just talked about like-mindedness, and we talked about energy, right? True Blood talked about energy last night. And so one of the things I learned last night is to not bring people that don't have the same energy and walk away from that. That's what one of my brothers taught me last night. And so I am definitely replicating that type of movement. And so no, don't bring that over here, Black. It's funny because I had a staff meeting this afternoon, right? And I did a check-in. And one of my check-ins was give me one piece of advice that you live by or that you find powerful, and tell me who said it, right? And then one of the things one of my teachers said was something True Blood said last night. And he said, I heard it from a guy last night in this meeting for mental PTSD. I was like, yeah. So I say that to say you never know how you affect people. And they don't often tell you, right? But they take energy and they run with it, and then they affect other people. And so, nah, man, last night was it was good. I told my crew, I said, look, thank y'all for coming on. You know, it was really good branding for our school, and I want to do something at our school like it. And so, you know, I thought it was good, man. But what I was about to say is we do ourselves a disservice because we don't hype this up enough, right? You know, we come in here for a week, and we have our conversations, and we might throw something on social media once, but like we don't really sell this, and I think there's plenty of buyers out there like for this. I know.
Look, man, we're gonna sit down. We're gonna have a master class on it. We're gonna get everybody right.
Right. We need to because when I have conversations with other people, they're talking some of the same similar things, or they want to do the same similar things. And even like last night's conversation bled into some of the things that we talk about here. Right. And even the jovial conversations, how we were laughing at each other, and people were joning, and it was just a good time, and it was a de-stress. And so it is a market for it, and it is a product, and we kind of do it for ourselves. But I think at some point, and I need to be coached on how to do it. How do we sell it to the masses, right? And even how do we perfect it, right? So we probably should be doing some things better.
I got a perfect plan. I saw a video today, gave me the perfect idea on how to do it. Right. True Blood know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, for real, though. And it's funny because I had seen that.
They were joking, but it made sense, though. I was like.
And it was on point. Yeah. But, all jokes got some truth to it, right? And I feel like that joke was like 90% true. Like everything that they were saying, it was so on point. But like I think about that sometimes, and I was like, dang, like I know like my part that I was supposed to be doing, right? And every time like when Black posts something, I look at it, I was like I need to just go and do something else on it now because I've kind of figured out like the format that it needs to be for that platform. Like before, I was naive. I didn't know. I was like, let me put this together, and it was good, but I didn't know I had to format it for every different platform. Like every platform was different. So, when I see it, it's like, shoot, man, that's me. And I look at that. I don't know how y'all internalize. I was like, shoot, that is not the quality and I know.
And that's why that's why the last episode hasn't gone up yet. The quality on it wasn't where I need to be. So hopefully by Friday everything will be straight.
Yeah, so I'll be looking at it and I was like, yo, man, I just need to sit down. And you're right. Like, that's what you got to do. I have to dedicate more time.
But now, I mean, also with COVID and us not really being in the same room, we haven't been in the same room for like months, though. I mean, it's like, it's hard, like, try to navigate through that, and also different responsibilities are taking over for everybody. So, time is scarce these days. But we gotta pull together. I mean, this whole idea pretty much came together from an outing that we all had. You know what I mean? Which we gotta do again once all this stuff is over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like
that is true. That's crazy.
So
I'm about to be out, brothers. I gotta go, man.
Yeah.
That next minute. Oh, it's 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it's 9 o'clock. Yeah.
Start texting Kamala like, all right. He said this. What do I say next?
You gonna text Mama? Go ahead, hit Mama Love.
Oh, here we go.
What? That's what they call her, right? Mama Love. I can call her Mama Love, right? Right? I can call her Mama Love. Anyway. All right, y'all.
Maybe that's what he called her.
Nah, that's what y'all said. The people call the kids call her Mama.
You said that. You the one that brought that
I didn't say that. Tally said it. Go check the tape. Tally said it.
That don't even sound like that.
I thought it was you, Black.
No, Tally said, yeah, they call her Mama. They call her Mama. I said, what is that they call her? And Tally was like, yeah, Mama. And I was like, and I did the look. And Smith did that like, look at Black. He ready to go. See?
I'm gonna leave that alone. I know it ain't come from over here. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speak for myself.
Tally, they call her Mama.
I don't remember Tyler saying it either, though, bro.
Go check the tape. I'm gonna go check the tape. Matter of fact, go check any of your streaming services.
There you
go. Videos up there. I believe it's 2 videos. I believe it's episode 18. Go check it out on YouTube, on Spotify, on Apple Music, on Google Play, on Pandora, on
there you go,
iHeartRadio. We own everything. We doing
iHeartRadio?
Yeah, we own everything, baby.
I'm messing with you, bro.
I know. We ain't supposed to mess with Spotify right now either.
Right.
but hey, we in there.
I think if we could take like clips and be able to take them out and then put them on our social media.
That's like the next part.
That'd be a good marketing tool for people to say, oh, shoot, they talking about that on there.
Right.
And then I think also, I guess we're.
Hey, time out. Thank everybody for joining in for this episode. We're gonna catch y'all next time. Everybody be good. Have a good night. Peace.